Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat and I'm trying to film some sneaky videos. So my daughter is sleeping and I am watching the monitor. The library room abuts our bedroom where her bassinet is. So I'm really hoping that I can film a video and we're gonna see if I can do it. So I figured I'll just film a short one. Depending on if she can hear me or not. I hope not. She's still sleeping and I've been talking, so fingers crossed. Okay, let's get into it. This is my birthday and Christmas book haul. So my husband got me Lost Souls by Poppy Z. Brite. We were at a vintage market with my mother-in-law, and this just happened to be amongst like the thousands of old and vintage books. And so it was a little bit dirty, but I cleaned it up, and yeah, I love Poppy Z. Brite's work. Poppy Z. Brite is the name of Billy Martin. Drawing Blood is probably my favorite horror novel I've ever read. Exquisite Corpse is probably the most disgusting horror novel I've ever read, so that's really a good indicator of how much I enjoy Brite's writing style. And Lost Souls is about like a found family of, I think they are vampires, if that's right. They are a group of pleasure seekers who prefer to wear black, Zilla, Molokai, and Twig. There's a party that's been going on for centuries, fueled by sexual frenzy, green chartreuse, and a cocktail of vodka and blood. So yeah, that is the group that we're following, and I'm very excited. I've wanted to read this forever, and yeah, so I'm really glad my husband got this for me. And then also for my birthday, my sister got me Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by LaRocca. I'm the last person in the whole entire world that's gonna read this book. I'm glad that it popped off and everyone liked it, or like is a weird word. Everyone found it really fascinating and wanted to talk about it because, yeah, I asked for this for my birthday, and so it would have sucked if like I asked people to get it for me and then it wasn't like that interesting or that good. So I'm really interested. This is two women who meet in an online chat room, and I think things get dark and they dare each other to do things. Yeah, so obviously the cover is grotesque and wonderful. There's a joke in my family that like if I ever opened a bookstore, barely anyone would go to it because all the books that I asked them to buy me are so dark and have such like weird or horrific like premises or covers. Yeah, but my parents really do support my reading, but they're just like have completely different reading tastes. So my parents got me two books for my birthday. Compass Rose, which is Sapphic pirates. So this follows Rose, who is a sailor slash spy for the archipelago fleet. And they send her on a mission into pirate territory where she is picked up aboard the mercenary ship Man of War, whose commander is Miranda, who is a bloodthirsty captain. So I just think it sounds awesome. Ruthless pirates, jealous crewmates, swarms of deadly jellyfish, underwater perils, and a sapphic magnetic pull between the sailor spy and the ruthless captain. Sounds absolutely wonderful. I wanted to read this in January, but reading physical books is hard for me right now. I have read everything in January on my phone because while I'm feeding our daughter or am up with her like late at night, I can read on my phone without like waking her, whereas like these books would require actual like light and two hands generally. So I'm sure that I will get to this, but all of these books I'm hoping to get to, but they might take me longer, if that makes sense, because everything's on my phone right now. My parents also for my birthday got me The Blood of Angels by Johanna Sinisalo, who is a Finnish writer. I didn't know this, but it won the English Pen Award, which is pretty cool. So if you know, Sinisalo is a very interesting writer. She wrote both Troll, which I gave 4.5, 5 stars, and The Core of the Sun, which I gave 4 stars. So I really enjoy the writing style, and this one is an eco-dystopian where it's called Colony Collapse Disorder, where bees have suddenly disappeared and there is a global problem because it creates an agricultural and ecological disaster. So our main character is Orvo, who's an amateur beekeeper, devastated by the recent death of his eco-warrior son, and finds 2 of his hives deserted and begins to fear that the epidemic has reached Scandinavia too. Then in the attic of the old barn, he makes a mysterious and frightening discovery, a pathway to a parallel world. Is it hallucination stimulated by sorrow and loss, or is it real and connected with the bee's disappearance? His research teaches him that practically in every culture, bees are viewed as half supernatural messengers that travel between worlds, and are associated with resurrection and afterlife. He begins to wonder if this portal could reunite him with his dead son, and whether he can escape the ecological meltdown of this world. The Blood of Angels retells the Orpheus myth while analyzing modern man's need to deny mortality and raise himself above nature. I think it sounds so good. I've never heard anyone talk about this, and I wouldn't necessarily have picked it up if it wasn't Johanna Sinisalo, but her mind works in like mysteriously wonderful ways, so I'm really keen to read this sometime as well. Alright, so those were the 4 books that I got for my birthday. Really good spread, like 2 horror for sure, and then like futuristic fantasy, I guess, and then this one is dystopia. And then I got 3 books for Christmas as well. So, my sister for Christmas got me Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. I have been obsessively wanting to read this book ever since Jen Campbell mentioned it, and I can't wait. So we're following Irina, who is a photographer, and she picks men up off the street to model for her, and she, I think, has them strike increasingly more violent, weird, sexual / maybe depraved positions, and has them do things in order to get the pictures that she wants. And just the way that Jen Campbell has been pitching this makes me really think I'm going to like it, because she says it's a little bit like Promising Young Woman, the movie, which I thought was really good. So yeah, I'm so keen to read this book. If you've read it, let me know what you thought. In fact, if you've read any of these, let me know what you thought. And then for Christmas, my parents got me 2 books. So first is Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung, who is a Korean writer. These are a series of short stories, and I'm really looking forward to them. It says it blurs the lines between magical realism, horror, science fiction. It's fantastic and surreal with horror and cruelties of patriarchy, capitalism, and modern society. So it just sounds absolutely excellent. A lot of people that I really highly regard on BookTube put this on their favorites of last year's list, so I'm really keen to get to this short story collection. Also, I think the cover on the front and the cover on the back are absolutely stunning. So cannot wait to get to this one. And then the last book in this haul that my parents got me for Christmas is A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers, and just look at that cover. This is why my parents said I can't open a bookstore, because that's a heart and she's a cannibal. So let me explain myself. So this is about a food critic, Dorothy. She is discerning, meticulous, and very smart. The culinary arts are everything to her, and she writes about what she knows. She loves sex as almost as she loves food, and while she has struggled to find a long-term partner, she makes the best of her single life, traveling for both food and sex. But there is something within her that's different from everyone else, and she's suppressed long enough. Now it's time to embrace what makes her unique and terrifying. I think it just sounds super, dark, but in a very odd way. So we're coming at it through the lens of a food critic, and then suddenly, she's a cannibal murderer. So again, I'm really looking forward to this. So this is probably eventually horror or murder mystery, horror short stories, and dark realistic fiction. So yes, I'm really looking forward to all these books. Thank you so much to my sister and my parents and my husband who got me the books, and yeah, that's it for right now. My daughter is still sleeping, so that means that I can film another video. So yay, cheers to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. Let me know what books you've picked up recently. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Lots of love. Bye!